Okay, Facebook Live. Hello. Anybody live? Anybody live? This is the fastest I've ever had one person come on live. I hope it's not Nelson. Is it Nelson?
No.
It's not you. Munacha Vava. Was that Tanya? No. Who was that person? I'm going again. Okay. Tell me who you are. Hello, who are you? Oh, two people. Fantastic. One person. Okay, yeah, I normally do a live even if there's one person on there. So what's up? Itai, how are you doing? So I wanted to talk about rural tourism, maybe as a model for how I am dealing with Zimbabwe at the moment. Our company specializes in just solutions. Like I've worked in advertising for about 10 to 15, actually 15 years in advertising. And the main thing is that we provide solutions for our clients. Our clients come to us and they say, oh my gosh, our competitor's doing this. Can you come up with a strategy? And we normally have to do a lot of research, figure out what the competition is doing, figure out what our client is doing, and then come up with a campaign that helps them to actually either increase their market share and so on. So we've had a lot of great clients in the past when I was running in advertising, African Sun, Sakunda. Yes, I designed the logo for Sakunda. And like, you know, so the thing in advertising is that I was taught to come up with solutions. Hey, Lucy, how are you doing? Fantastic. Thanks for you joining us. So let's whiz past to tourism so you can understand where I'm coming from. So, yeah, I see a lot of you complaining about the situations and so on and what's happening in the country. Listen, it doesn't actually surprise me that things are getting hard in Zimbabwe, but I don't know what else people expected from 20 years of misbehaving as an entire country, and I think a lot of us were complicit in it anyway. I don't see how else an economy could be fixed unless the people actually realize that it is also partly their responsibility to come up with solutions to fix the economy. So I split Zimbabweans into three parts: politicians, problem solvers, and pessimists. And everybody's valid in their position they're in. Pessimists will tell you all the problems that were there in Zimbabwe, will tell you, hey, uyu, ndana chamisa, awandana maidipfe, and whatever it is, right? Problem solvers just think this economy, what opportunities are there to solve the problems that are there from a day-to-day basis. I'll give you a typical example. Victoria Falls, for example, has lots of queues at the moment. But I believe that if Victoria Falls had a metro system, everyone could park their cars and probably only 14 to 28 buses would serve the entire town of Victoria Falls, like easily. So the amount of money that would be saved would go back into things like increasing salaries and whatever it is. That's one solution. Other solution we've come up with is also looking at rural tourism. So on and off, we've been going to a place called Dumonde, which is like the rural part of Victoria Falls. Just outside, you'd be so shocked. Like Victoria Falls, right? And then just 5 to 10 Ks out, it's rural Victoria Falls. So for the longest time, there's a place where people do these rural tourism type tours. They take tourists there and they go and see people in the rural areas. And the people in the rural areas get a cut of it and, you know, that kind of thing. But I thought maybe let's look at it differently. Airbnb exists. The people in the rural areas of Vic Falls don't know Airbnb exists. What if we went into the rural areas and showed people how they can be on Airbnb. Like literally show them. Like literally not even look at it as trying to exploit them. Like literally show them how they can make money on Airbnb. So we've been talking to the Nyoni family for a bit, and you saw some pictures. If you want to check out some pictures on my profile, basically just educating them on how they can build 10 more huts. They are facing the falls and the gorge, and they can literally build 10 huts, and we can help them by putting in beds, linens, and that kind of thing, and put the marketing engine right behind them, and they can start to realize the potential of the place that they're actually living in. That can make us some money, they can make them some money. And we're really excited that they're on board for us to start this rural tourism thing. Now, in order to market it, being the brand ambassador that I am, I'm going to live with them, live in a rural community, and be cooking with them and showing them all sorts of stuff and building houses that tourists are going to be able to stay in 2019. This basically gives them another form of revenue. We did a basic calculation and saw that 10 huts would probably make more than the food that they're actually growing on the premises. But they can grow the food on the premises. They can grow maize, they've got cattle, they've got goats, they've got chickens. And they even have so much space that there's one space I was even showing them that people can come and just braai, and they can just prepare meat for them that they can come and braai. And they don't even have to sell their own meat. They could buy from the rest of their villagers. So what they do, we're teaching them how to create other networks within their network, like networks of farmers and growers and so on, that can benefit from that project. Our sort of social model is about helping people realize the potential and helping them grow communities by what they're doing. So you create like I'm all about ecosystems, and I love ecosystems. So you grow an ecosystem. So you build one rural lodge in the middle of a place, right? And everybody benefits. The local grocery store, we then teach them about the procurement of stuff that is going to be used in that village. We use that the Nyoni's house to help the other villagers on the same road in order to also build up their own hotel. Because at the end of the day, the Nyonis know, and we've showed them that they're going to have 10 rooms, but in order to truly be powerful, 10 villagers need to have 10 rooms, which makes 100 rooms, which makes them the biggest rural hotel in the community. So all the houses surrounding that particular area, if they all follow the same business model that we're giving the Nyoni. So I love prototypes. And the reason why I can get a lot of time to do the stuff that I do is because I try to enable people to do the stuff themselves. So it's just that a lot of the people that I give a lot of business advice in their inbox never admit it in public. But like I've helped a lot of businesses and a lot of small businesses to achieve quite a bit with the advice that I've given them. So the Nyonis, and I don't care about credit, by the way. It's not really that I care about credit, but I'm just trying to explain that you may or may not have noticed someone just all of a sudden they're doing better, but they don't mention that, Carl took me through a workshop and took me through exactly what it is I need to do. The reason why I do that is because I prefer, for me, I'm an artist that works with people, and people are the tools that I use to grow the things that I want to do. So for example, it's important for me to grow the comedy industry, but I don't need to grow it by being the one that performs. So I work behind the scenes and I do stuff like design posters and that kind of thing, and advice to comedians and that sort of scenario. Or I will share ideas online because I'm hoping someone who's clever enough is going to say, Carl, how do we go about this? Then I'll say, listen, if you've got 100 million here, you can put this money and you can do this and whatever it is. So, for example, you saw me talk about the Metro bus system in Victoria Falls. We are doing Camp Feel Good, but people just think that Camp Feel Good is just a camp for a hospitality perspective, but it's actually a sustainable housing project to try and figure out what kind of housing mechanisms we can do for our people, where we can build houses faster for them so that they can realize their true potential, their dreams and that kind of thing, because we're building communities too fast, but we need to build it in such a way that's sustainable. So for example, sewage-less toilet systems, brickless homes. Those are the things that we're kind of trying to look at, cooling systems and yada yada, like trying to make people live out of town and then commute and come up with transport systems that help people get to work. Anyway, so the rural tourism thing is for us to increase the capacity of rural travel around the country. So everybody is associated with some kind of rural home. And so instead of investing in a rural, in a project somewhere else, you can put money into your own rural areas, and we can help you to build up a tourism network. So essentially all we're going to do is like create an Airbnb of rural homes around the country and build up like capacity of close to 5,000 rural homes. That's what the idea is. And with the same sort of business or franchise model that people can realize, rather than spend your money on network marketing and all of this nonsense, you can actually start putting back into your own communities. Because people are growing their own food, so teach foreigners to experience. They can travel anywhere. Imagine if you had a car hire company that knew, because I believe in technologies that breed other technologies. So for example, if I set up a network of 5,000 rural homes around the country, if there was a car hire company, now they have a website that tells people where to drive, and you can stay anywhere in the country. You can live in a rural home that has like a double bed and linens and that kind of thing, aircon, whatever it is. But in that village, the people teach you how to, like they pick you up in, like you can park your car somewhere and you can get picked up near like a donkey drawn cart or whatever it is, and you can be shown how to grow maize. You can be shown kukwea dori, that kind of thing. So all of those things you can get from a rural tourism project. It's much bigger than people actually imagine. We could be the center of, you can imagine how this is going to expand across Africa. Do you know that in South Africa, you get charged to throw a spear? Actually get charged to throw a spear. And a lot of these like rural setups. But some of them end up being a little bit contrived and stuff like that, and they're trying to just extract money from you. I'm talking about bringing proper rural experiences to people. When you're now trying to pay your lobola, you can actually even hire a rural homestead to go pay your lobola. Bring your in-laws and stuff like that. You use nicely made huts and a setup where they can cook for all of you, display of cows and so on. This can be like a memorable sort of occasion for you. So I believe in Ubuntu, and I believe in selling off our culture in a more commercial way. And yeah, so be it that we're going to be a little bit dramatic about it, but so is every other culture. So anyway, I just thought, Lucy, you're asking, Carl, find me a school there for my sanitary pads distribution program early January. Okay, I'm going to hit you up in your inbox and then find out. Very passionate about trying to get sanitary towels to people. I'm actually trying to set up a sanitary pad bank in the supermarkets where anytime women or men are having to buy sanitary towels, they can also buy, let's say, like one packet and just donate it into a sanitary bank. We're trying to get all the supermarkets on board to be able to do that, and then we just set up distribution centers where we can do that. Anyway, I'm going to be sharing my next platform with you, which we're trying to create, which is called Delivery, which is spelled DLVRY, which is basically just a fulfillment center to be able to get merchandise from one place to another. So Lucy, that will probably help with your project as we're going along. Anyway, if there are no questions, this is Carl Ncube signing out. Rural Tourism, peace out.